veins. So this planet is full of rivers. Because it's 75% water, so the planet is alive by the movement of these veins, they are the rivers. The same, this body is 70% water. It has all kinds of veins that run through the body. They're all carrying something, carrying the consciousness. Like when the water is just unnatural, unconscious, it's just an element, touches the body, automatically becomes conscious. Wherever the blood flow is, we feel that part. If we pinch any part of the body, we feel that part, even though it's just the same water who's unconscious outside. But when it enters into the body, it becomes conscious. Because it passes through the heart, and in the heart is the living entity. This shines like the sun. Just like this universe is dark. It's called Timiranda in Sanskrit. Tama means darkness. So this world is dark, but by the presence of the sun irradiates light to all directions. The same way, this body is darkness. This body is Timiranda too, is ignorant of his existence. Because it's just water that is passing by, fire, air. So, because of the presence of the soul, just like the sun irradiates light all over, it illuminates everywhere, the same way the soul inside the body irradiates consciousness, and we become aware of the existence of all the parts of our body. Without the presence of the sun, will be no light. We will not be able to see ourselves. Will be no electricity, will be no movement of water, will not be nothing. The sun creates the life of this planet. The same way, the soul creates the life of this particular body. So, what is really aging? What is really becoming old? When everything is eternal. Even water is eternal, fire is eternal. It just changes, but never cease to exist. Like one drop of water, you cannot make this drop of water disappear. If you heat it, it will become gas, or by the temperature will just become. But will stay still in the atmosphere as a drop of water. If you put it in the ice, and you put it in the conditions of coldness, this water will become ice, but still remains the same. So the amount of water that exists in the universe is always the same. The amount of air, the amount of earth, the amount of sound of space, the amount of fire. Just transforms. Like this before was maybe a tree, or maybe just a piece of plastic. I don't think it was a tree. It's just plastic. This was just a piece of petroleum. Now it's a table. Later on, with the heat of different times, will become again what it's always been. The petroleum is like the fire of the earth. Just like the acids descend by the liver, digest the food, the same the petroleum goes inside the center of the earth to maintain the rotation of the planet. Now we're taking this petroleum out, and we are making the cars move and friction all over the planet. We were just talking about rivers. Now the rivers of the modern age are the roads. Roads that take us everywhere and anywhere for no purpose sometime. And we are just frictioning all over in these rivers. So the planet nowadays is basically bound with ropes of roads and cars going all over. Doesn't mean it was always like that. In other times was just more peaceful. Now it's very chaotic. So will be a time when again will be just fire and everything becomes more peaceful. The modernity and advancement will stop with just self-destruction. The same that with this body, if we just start increasing the disease of this body will self-destroy, what we call cancer. The same food that we eat will feed the cancer and the body will self-destroy. The same way, if we continue with this so-called advancement, we just will be self-destroying ourselves. But doesn't mean that we destroy the energy. The energy will just transform. We cannot destroy water, earth, fire, etc. So the same way, we cannot destroy the mind. The mind always exists. The intelligence always exists. We may think that I have an intelligence separated of the intelligence of someone else. But intelligence, just like water, is a unity. And we all, intelligence means from inside, intuition, comes from instinct. So it's something that we all got. Like we all have some water, we all have some earth, we all have some intelligence that comes from the aggregated intelligence of the universe. The mind has the same functions in everybody, accepts and rejects. One day you fell in love, the next day you want to kill the guy. Excuse me. Sometimes happens all the time. I hope you stay together always. You have Shiva in your heart, so no problem. I'm 25 years in love, so it works. Love means no lust. If you mix love with lust, then it's like milk transforming into yogurt, and from yogurt into something else that is uneatable. So the same, if love is maintained, then exists forever, because this is something that binds everyone. But lust means very egoistic, very personal. It's just for my enjoyment. A little friction, I can enjoy it, that's it. Now I'm frustrated because I didn't really enjoy that friction. Because it's not love, it's just the body. It's just rubbing the skin. It's like the tongue wants to taste something. You put an ice cream in the tongue finish it. At the end, oh, maybe I should get the strawberry next time. Not satisfaction. Because the tongue is not the self. It's just an exterior connection with matter. So the same way, if we don't see that we are not individuals, that we are all connected, then we always become more and more separatist. And we create different isms: capitalism, communism, Islamism, Christianism. And we try to separate ourselves thinking that we are different. I am from Manchester United, I am from Bayern München. We have some problems here. We don't. We are all the same. If I pinch you in the arm, you're going to say, ow. And if I pinch you in the arm, you'll say, oh. But it's the same pain. We feel the same. Even if you're a Christian, or you're Muslim, or if you're black, if you're white, we all have the same feelings. So it means we all have the same mind, we all have the same intelligence, and we all have the same ego. But in this Kali Yuga, the age that we are living now, we have a false identification with ourselves. Due to the indoctrination of society, what is called in German, how do you call brainwashing in German?
Volksverdummung.
Vorverdummung. Means, this is not brainwashing. Brainwashing is something positive. You wash the brain. But Vorverdummung makes you dumb. Not knowing what to do. You just follow what everybody else says. So modern society is making everybody dumb. Vorverdummung. That's correct.
Volksverdummung.
Volksverdummung. Sounds the same, dumb. We become identified with this nature. We become identified with this matter. We become identified with these bones. They are not different than this. We identify with the water, thinking, I am this body. And because I am this body, I have to work very hard to make the body happy. And the body has 5 senses. I have to make sure that these senses are happy. But it doesn't work that way. Because the senses are insatiable. There's this word in German. Insatiable. Sounds the same, yeah. You cannot satisfy them. no matter how much you give, there's always something missing. The eyes will never stop seeing. That's why sometimes people is until 3 o'clock with the television changing channels, and the eyes cannot stop looking. And the person is so tired, but still is changing channels, waiting that one channel is going to satisfy me completely. The same as with the ears. How much music is out there today in the car? We are hearing some songs that were just so cheesy. I don't know if you understand cheesy in German. So useless, it's like, it's talking about nothing. But it goes on, it's on, and this song will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day, depending how much money the producers have put in the song, how much this song will sound for everybody. And if we don't put control over our senses, we will let this song come in, and in the night you're going to the bathroom with this song in your mind. That doesn't mean anything. So we have to control the senses. We have to know what to enter through the eyes, to enter through the ears, to enter through the mouth, through the nose. We have to exercise discipline with the senses, because the mind always wants something. The mind is accepting and rejecting, I love, I hate. I love this, I hate that. The mind is constantly doing that game since we are born. When we take birth in a new body, we have a small body and the senses turns on. Quick. So the child wants to do the 5 functions of the senses. If a child takes this, what will do? It is called in Sanskrit anamoya, means first tasting with the senses. So he will look at it, then he will smell it, will taste it, and make some sound with it. This would be a nice recording. And after it doesn't get any more from it, we'll get something else and do the same thing. The 5 senses have to feel it, have to see it, have to hear it, have to taste it, have to smell it. This is called anamoya. So when we are children, we do this all day long until we are maybe 6, 7 years of age. Then comes manamoya. The mind awakens. And when the mind awakens, we start inventing friends, inventing games. Suddenly we are going with a broom, running, thinking there's a horse, and we just in our mind we fly. You remember that time? We have a little toy, we have a little girl, a little clown. We play with it forever. Because in the mind we keep inventing things. This is called manamoya. Unfortunately, nobody awakens from manamoya. You play with a little, police car, then you want to become a policeman to play with a real car. But the playing continues. The people stays in the manamoya state. Illusions are creating. And then we feel sad when we are disillusioned. But disillusion is reality. Illusion means something is not real. But we love to fall into illusions. This makes sense? This is the mind. The mind creates these illusions. They are not real. But we chase these dreams, thinking that we're going to be happy with these inventions of the mind. So this is manamoya platform. The third stage, and very important, is called jnanamoya. When you awaken the intelligence and you analyze what the mind and the senses are asking you to do. And with this intelligence, we see what is right, what is wrong, what is eternal, what is temporary, what is permanent happiness, what is temporary happiness. We understand who I am. Am I the mind? Am I the hand? We say, I have a hand. I have a hair. This is my eyes. This is my mind, my intelligence. But who is the one who owns these things? I cannot say, I have my soul. No, you are the soul who owns all these things. But what is the use of these things? So this is jnanamoya. But what is the purpose of jnanamoya? What is the purpose of analyzing all these things? Is anandamoya. To be happy. Who here wants to be happy? Please raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No one else? Everyone? Everybody, wow. We have an agreement. We all want anandamoya. Who wants to be miserable? Lift your hands, please. So it looks like the purpose of life is to be happy. So they put me in a spirulina there, and the mouth said that with this I will be happy. I'm already, this is such a taste. I don't know what to do. Spirulina will not work for happiness. But we think if we extend the duration of life, I will be happy. But it's not about time. It's about understanding what happiness means. The soul, or the Atma, or the self, or you are built out of Ananda. That's what is natural for us to search for Ananda. Because we originally Ananda. We originally very, 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 very joyful. It's our nature. Sadness is unnatural. Misery is unnatural. Suffering is unnatural. That's why we don't like it. Smile, who likes to smile? Everybody. So this is because we are built with Ananda. Another quality of the soul is the soul is chit, full of consciousness, is aware all the time. The soul is not ignorant. That's what we keep learning. Like all of you here, you want to learn something. That's why you are seated here. The body is almost not moving. The mind is just analyzing, I like this, but I don't like, maybe I should go downstairs to eat something. I don't know. The mind keeps talking, no problem. But if you connect your intelligence with this, you say, there is something there. Because we all know what truth is. We never learn something new, we just remember something that we already knew. I'm sorry, English is not my main language. And I'm speaking to German people. I'm really sorry. Sprechen Sie Deutsch ein bisschen, but diese technicality of this topic.
Dieses Thema.
Das Thema ist ein bisschen schwierig für dich. So, we all want knowledge. We don't want ignorance. It's natural for us to be aware, to know. That's also an inherent quality. We are born with this. We are made out of Ananda, bliss, chit, knowledge. And the last one, we are all Sat. You have heard a lot of Sat. If you practice yoga, you have heard Sat. There is Sat Nam, there is many Sat. Sat means not satellite. Sat means eternity. Who wants to grow old? I want to give up this body very soon. I know where to go, I'm prepared, I want to get old. But the rest, spirulina, massage, yoga, running, nobody wants to get old. How many wants lines here and here? I want these lines, I want to get faster going, get out from here. Because if you are in an airport for too long, you really want your plane to leave. This is just an airport, it's a temporary location. In Sanskrit, loka means planet, loka. From there you have the word lokal, locality, location. And the word local also means out of place, not in the right loka. So someone is local. Dislocated means out of loka, out of place. So we are in a loka, in a place that is called Mrityu Loka. This place is Mrityu, the place of death. Thought. Mrityu comes from the word marte, or morte, or muerte, Mrityu. This is Mrityu Loka. Here all the time someone is dying. A tree, a bug, a person, an animal, all the time. And someone is taking birth at the same time. So this is not a place to be eternal. Here spirulina don't work. Because you will get old and you definitely will be toasted somewhere else. there is no way we can prolong this life more than we are supposed to live. Doesn't matter even if you are young. Nowadays, even young people, even people who are just 3 months old in the womb, they're already taken away. There's no security, even if you live in the womb, who's supposed to be the most secure place. In this Mrityu Loka, doesn't work. So you think this is a good place to just live, make my home, and I want to live here eternally? Do you think that this will be a good idea? To make this place, our eternal place, our paradise? Para means superior, and desha means land in Sanskrit. Paradesha, like Bangladesh, desha means land. Paradesa, or paradiso, or paradise, is the land which is above the matter. So it's not the matter. So if we want a perfect place, we have to go back to the place that is made out of Sat, eternity, Chit, full of knowledge, and Ananda, full of bliss. Matter is not blissful, it's dead. Matter is not knowledgeable, it's ignorant. And matter is not eternal, dies. So because we are surrounded by matter, it's useless our fight for perfect happiness, eternity, and bliss. This makes sense? This makes sense? So spirulina don't work. I'm pretty sure. Even though it tastes awful on top of that. Doesn't mean that it doesn't work to keep you balanced. We have to look for Ayurveda, we have to look for health. We should be vegetarians. Why? Not because it's more healthy, it's because you will suffer less. There is choices. You can eat a nice salad, an apple, some nice potato soup, kartoffelsuppe, with a nice bread and spread, and eat very healthy. Or you can eat by grabbing someone, break the neck, cut it, and eat it. But there's 2 different karmas when you eat this one and you eat the other one. So meat eating is basically avoid suffering for you in the future. Who would like to be fried? Nobody wants to be fried. So you want to be fried? Oh my God. They can come, no worries. In this world you can get everything. So we have to avoid meat eating for the purpose of respecting the life of others and for embellishing our life. Karma. Kar means activities, actions, and ma means mind. Karma, my actions, my reactions. So if I eat in the mode of goodness, I will receive goodness. If I eat in the mode of passion, I will receive passion. And if I eat in the mode of ignorance, then I will receive also ignorance. So eating is not about just health, it's more about pain. It's like when you go to the supermarket, whatever you put in your little cart, and the cashier, you have to pay all that. So the same, this nature is not ours. Whatever is here belongs to someone else. Whatever we take, we have to pay. So it's more intelligent to just not take too much, and especially don't take what belongs to someone else, like the life of some other living entity. So vegetarianism in India is not about being healthy. Vegetarianism is just not to do something evil. You know the word Satan, or Satanas, in the Bible? Anas means against. And Sat means truth, or eternity. So Sat Anas is against eternity. So whatever you do against yourself, that's your own demon. Mon means mind. And when we don't control the mind, we marry the mind, then we will become demon. Marry with the mind. Or demoniac. With a maniac, manias or bad habits of the mind. So demoniac doesn't mean someone with horns who lives in some very fiery place. No, demoniac means no control in the mind. I do what I want. And what I want is not what I want, it's what the mind wants. But I think it's mind who's doing. So then comes words like, I don't care, I don't mind. But who's talking? The mind, not the person. The person is trapped inside the mind. So we have to control the mind. The mind is called mon, so for this we need mantra. Tra means to transcend. Tra in Sanskrit means to cross over. The word is tara. That's why you have avatara. Ava means to descend. Avatara means someone who comes from the spiritual world inside the material world. Avatara. Mantara or mantra means to transcend the mind. So we have to put limits into the mind. And the best is to repeat mantras. Chintamani prakara satma sukalpa vriksha lakshavrite shuravira vipalayantam Lakshmi sahasra sata samrama sevyamanam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. This mantra is thousands of years old, chanted by Lord Brahma himself. And he is saying, I worship Govinda, who tends the cows. And he is Chintamani. He is like a touchstone. Whatever he touched transforms into gold. So to get in contact with Govinda will make me also like gold. This is a simple mantra. Another mantra that's very connected with what we are talking today. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyanam Gyanam Shalakaya Chakshur Ummilitanjena Tasmai Sri Urave Namaha. Om Agyana. I was born in Agyana, without knowledge. I'm born in Agyana, ignorance. Om Agyana Timirandasya. And I'm born in this dark world where there is no knowledge of who I am. When we enter into the womb, we don't know in what womb we are. Maybe in the womb of a wolf, maybe in the womb of a fish, maybe in the womb of a human. This will be wonderful. We don't know. But when we take birth, we are hoping to get some love, some affection, and come back to have full knowledge. But if I'm not born in a human form, I cannot even talk. I can just be manamoya, the senses. So Om Agyana Timirandasya. I'm born into this world of ignorance. Gyanam Gyana Shalakaya. Chakshur Umilitamyena. But now my eyes are being opened with the torch of knowledge. The torch of knowledge. So knowledge is like a torch that will help us to see where we go in this material world. So I advise you, beyond spirulina, try to read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the ancient Vedic scriptures. They have been given for the sages to give knowledge to the human beings. The human beings in Sanskrit are called Pumsam. And the main duty of a human being, Dharma Swanushtita Pumsan Vivakshena Katha. Katha means to hear about yourself, about Ishvara, the Supreme, about nature, about time, and about karma. If we understand these 5 topics, Ishvara, the Supreme, Jiva, me, the soul, karma, my activities, kala, time, and prakriti, nature, I can escape this labyrinth of birth, old age, disease, and death. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. You have a question, or is someone else coming? You have any question? We can maybe answer one question. I was going to talk about Ayurvedic astrology, but at the beginning it was only 2 people here, and there were people who already have some knowledge of karma, kala, time, etc. So I start talking about time. So you keep coming for Ayurvedic astrology, I keep hearing something else. But I think it was auspicious. And remember, you are full of knowledge, full of bliss and eternity, and you should live in a place that deserves your nature. So take off the swimming suit and the material energy. Take off these lungs and all this that we don't need. And just get a body who is full of light, who is not made out of material energy, who is just a copy of the original body. This is just a copy made out of plaster, made out of material energy. In the Gita, Krishna said, Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. These bodies are just copies made out of material energy. Just like a maniki. Maniki? Shao puppet, how you call it? Shao fencing puppet. This is a Shao fence and puppet. It's not real. Sooner or later you will have to give it up. And will melt into elements. Your real self will continue. But where are you going? That's the question. How far you want to go? To another Shao fence and puppet? Will be not a good idea. Better to regain our original spiritual body. And to integrate with the spiritual energy, the spiritual planets. Get relationship with spiritual people. There is 75% of the creation is spiritual. Only 25% is material. Even though there's millions of living entities, this is just the material world. It's a very small world. Compared with the spiritual world, which is unlimited. Just like in this city of Stuttgart, how many inhabitants here? 4 million people. But it's also a jail. And in the jail, maybe 1% of the people. Maybe 4,000 people in jail. These people in jail, they are there by their own free will. But they can be free. They can come out when they want it. But in jail, everybody thinks that's the only society. There's nothing outside. This will be craziness. So they're saying the material world is called Durga. Durga means prison house. Durga comes from the word durable, unbreakable, durability, very hard. So this Dura, this material energy is a prison. We have to get out of here. Mama Maya Durateya. My material energy is very difficult to overcome. Mayena ye prapadyante, maya metantarantite. But if you surrender unto me, I help you to cross it over with no problem. So we have to accept help. If we fall in a well, we cannot get out. The only hope is that someone throws us a rope. Then we have to grab to the rope and someone can pull us out. So the same when we are in the material world, we cannot just be so foolish to think, I'm going to get out by myself. No, this is very difficult to overcome. We need to find Guru in Krishna. We need Guru, a guidance, and we need God. Then He will pull us out very easy. Because He knows how to get out of here. Thank you very much. Om Tat Sat.